songwriters, even on a global level, you'll be shocked at the level of catalog these people have. And it only makes sense that, as we are saying, Afrobeats to the world right now, Sony Music Publishing here is in Nigeria, that deals with West Africa and also deals with Eastern Africa. And this initiative here, first of all, just to honor our legends, and also to ensure that their works of yesteryears, what they've done before, they can still eat from it today. So you imagine somebody did a song from 1975 or 1965, and the Charlie Poppy or Asake samples it, and the originator is still making money. We've had cases in the past where, there've been loopholes, somebody new, he doesn't know any better. It's not as if, there's anything sinister, samples a song, borrows a lyric, borrows a melody, a rhythm, and they don't do the right clearance. We've had so many examples like that, and you release it and it becomes a hit. Then one day you check the DSP and it has been taken down. Because, proper things were not done. So that is why we are here today, to also learn all about that. So shout out to Sony Music Publishing Nigeria for doing that.
It came from, I don't know how many of you are aware, but there are up to 30 songs on the Spotify Top 100 that has samples in them. And most of these people, these samples are not properly cleared. Now, we do recognize that some people are malicious, some people are unscrupulous, some people are dodgy, but we also recognize that some people are oblivious. Some people don't realize how they came about this sample. They were growing up, mommy used to play Salawa Abeni, daddy used to play Oliver the Coke, and they've grown up, somehow that has influenced their musical taste, and they do not realize that some of the melodies they're creating are samples.
I will allow ignorance, but I will not pity a stupid person. And stupidity is knowing that you are doing something wrong and choosing to go ahead with it regardless. So we're at a point now where we feel education is the first step, which is why this workshop is essential. That's the first thing. The second reason for this event is to honor our legends. I think there's been a lot of talk, you see this, we respect our legends. Let me tell you what true respect is. True respect is behaving to me the way I am in front of you, the same way when I'm behind you or when I'm away from you. And true respect is acknowledging someone's work, paying that person for using their work, and ensuring that you don't take advantage of people who you feel or think you're more powerful than. We've had situations where we've reached out to people to say, this thing you're doing is wrong. Please do it properly. And as Sony, we don't like to flex muscles because when you're the #1 publishing company in the world, there are certain things you do that come off as disrespectful or come off as troublesome. So we try to be respectful. When people say they want to be stubborn, we too become stubborn. And we feel like before we get to that point, let us dialogue, let us talk to each other, let us do this thing properly. So this is why we're here. I want to thank, I see some producers, I see some writers, I see some artists in the room, but also we have our legends in the room as well. We have Dr. Adewale Ayuba in the house. We also have Mr. Sikiru in the house. We have representatives from Ted Green's family. We have his mom and his sister. And we do have some other legends on the way. But the focus, as I said, is education. But we also want to appreciate the work that people are doing. So we embarked on this project called the Legends Project. And the purpose of the Legends Project was to, one, help our legends clean up their catalog. Now this is very important. We are Sony Music Publishing. Our focus, first of all, is helping writers first. So we decided, let's sit with our legends and let's educate them and let's help them clean up their work. Now, when we clean up your work and you see your revenue and you decide you want to sell your catalog, that's a different conversation. But if you sell your catalog when you've not determined the real worth, you're going to be taken advantage of. So these are steps we're taking to ensure we're doing things right. And I'm going to speak more on this later on, but there's something I must say before I drop the mic. It would be a shame if in 30 years from now, we need the permission of Americans and Europeans to make African music. That would be an absolute shame. So yes, I work for Sony Music Publishing, but I am in Nigeria. And my job is not just to work for the company, but to protect the interests of Nigerians and Africans and ensure that our IP, which carries our language, our culture, our identity, is protected to the last time I can fight it. So that is why you're here. And I hope that we're able to learn something and we'll have the time to acknowledge and appreciate our legends. Thank you very much for coming out today. That are illegally sampling songs. It's going to become our bread and butter very soon, because the truth of the matter is we've identified, as I said earlier, we've identified over 30 songs in the top 100 Spotify that have samples in them. We know that if we look closer, we're going to find more, right? And when you watch the video, you saw a part there where they showed you the difference between sampling and interpolation. I'll give you another example in a recent album, Asake's album, right? So you guys know the song with Travis Scott, right? Active. That samples one of the legends we have here, Dr. Adewale Ayuba's song with Jasmine Olofin, Raise the Roof. A lot of people don't know here that Dr. Ayuba has an older version of that same song. So Raise the Roof is a sample of a 1992, 94, 93 Dr. Ayuba song, right? Now, that's one song that was sampled. They took a part of an existing song and made another song. But I'll tell you what happened. How many of you have heard Fuji Vibe on the same album? Can you guys tell me what happened on that song? Are you guys aware that there was an interpolation in that song? Yes. We'll collect our money too. Right? So it's important. And for us, as I said, we don't want things to look like we're coming to start a fight. We want to help you. This thing you are doing is not right. You have not done it well. This is how you should do it. Do it well. That's it. It's not fight. Right? We have these songs. We have a lot of songs that are being sampled. I got a call. I won't mention the artist. I got a call from Sweden. And they said, this song is doing great. We would like, maybe you could pick them up and sign. I said, hey, can I hear the song? They sent it to me. I was like, it's Aruna Eshala song. I said, the artist is great, but on the publishing side, I can't touch that song because it doesn't belong to him. And we have those situations where a lot of our writers, our musicians, sample songs and then go and sign deals with those samples in them. That's just going to create problems, more issues, more problems. So you don't need any of that. I'm going to talk about what this, you've heard Joe. Joe is our director of admin. I was in a bar in London 5-6 years ago. I can't remember. Was it 5? Was it up to? When did Burna Boy's Ye come out? 2019. Aha. Well, I was in a bar in London around that time, and there were some kids from Cambridge University talking about how, one was saying Burna Boy is sneaky, one was saying Burna Boy is a genius. And I listened very, very carefully as they spoke. And what some were implying was he took advantage of Kanye West. Kanye West, this Ye, right? The album, that he took advantage of the album to release a song called Ye. I said, should I talk? I held myself for like 5 minutes. I couldn't. So I said, excuse me, guys. Yeah, neither of you are correct. And they were like, what do you mean? And I said, where I come from. Ye is the sound you make when something hurts. If I'm walking past a room and I smash my leg on a table, my exclamation is, yay! So I said, where I come from, what Burna is doing is complaining. Burna Boy was exclaiming. In fact, we could say that Burna Boy was crying. He was complaining about the state of the economy and the fact that nobody wanted to stand up and fight. That's what Ye was. And this tells us an even deeper story, which is because we are not telling our story, people are going to tell it for us. So I've told that story to those Cambridge kids, and the shock in people's faces when they realize this story is astonishing, which means they're curious. If we tell our story, they'll listen, but we don't. And this is why the Legends Project is important. This is why we must protect our IP. This is why we need to educate people that there's something bigger than Afrobeats, and it is who we are. Afrobeats is not a genre. It's not. Afrobeats is a representation of African language, culture, and music. And within that representation, you have high life, you have Akbala music, you have Fuji, you have Juju, you have all the different sounds that exist across. And we have to start educating the global markets about what this means. So when I go into the offices in Germany and in France, I always say to them, delete this Afrobeat folder and call me if you need an Afrobeat song. It's as simple as that. We have Zaki. Zaki is one of the writers we signed on a development deal. And I'm happy to say Zaki has recouped his money in 1 year. So these are situations where if we're able to find opportunities for young writers, why should we have 5 white people in London making an Afrobeat song when we have Zaki in Lagos who could make one with more sauce? Right? So it's important. But even telling this history, we have to be careful how we tell it. How many of you have your phone right now? How many of you know Ashao by Flavor? Right? It sampled who? Rex Lawson, Abi? I'm going to give you guys all a task. I'm sure you guys have internet. Please bring out your phone and search El Manicero. El Manicero. That's E-L space M-A-N-I-S-E-R-O. El Manicero. You can play it and put it in your ear. Are you people using the right one? Let me see if I can find it for you. Because I'm hearing some things. So if I'm looking at that revenue, and then looking at the percentage that Sheisho Dimu has there, Uncle is doing okay. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, we'll get to that point where we don't have to struggle anymore because things are done properly. So our IP is a very essential part of what we're trying to achieve. So what is the importance of the Legends Project to all of these things I'm saying? If we protect our past, we will ensure that nobody can play with our future. And that's the fact. As I speak to you, there are Europeans and Asians traveling into Africa and buying our catalogs. And they're buying it for chicken change. And it may look insignificant, it may look like nothing, but when they buy hundreds of catalogs, 2 months ago, a lot of people didn't know anything about Ngogongongo. 2 months ago. We released Wande Cole's Gentility, I think in 2019 or 18. It was 2018. We released Gentility for Wande Cole. Some TikToker just used the song in 2022. And boom, Wande was back on #1 on that song. If we protect our past, if we protect and respect the works of the people that came before, we will end up protecting the future. And that is why this is important. And that is why this education is needed. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. This is where the media comes in. Because in our approach to sell sensation and tell people stories that will catch, we have sold true journalism, telling stories that connect things properly. We have to start telling those stories. So let's start here. Let's tell people that Asake is an amazing musician, but Asake, in his music, even if we don't say it, gives respect to Osupa, to Adewale Ayuba, to Ayinde Barrister. We need to ensure that those stories are told. If we don't, it will be a writer from LA who graduated from New York University that's going to write that story. And he's not going to get the context for that story, and he's going to tell you what he knows. So our media has a responsibility to tell our story completely. Don't just tell me the great music Asake did and the shows he's performing. Tell me who he sampled in the song. Tell me who originated the sound that he's using. Tell me the people who came before him. Fuji did not start from Asake. We love his music. We love what he's doing, but it didn't start there. And we have to start telling these stories, or else someone else will tell it for us. And in honor of that, we're going to appreciate our legends today. We're going to do something that a lot of people have not done for a long time, which is to say, thank you for your efforts, for creating music, and for staying true to the music that you've created that has now changed the lives of many people after your time and during your time while you're here. Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for our legends. So on behalf of the Sony Music Publishing family, we'd like to welcome you to the team. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I want to thank Sony for bringing this to us and starting this, because, the void has been there for the longest time, but nobody stepped up. And we're so appreciative to Sony for starting this, and we look forward to a very good relationship and promotion of our catalog. Thank you very much.
Nigerian music, one name reigns supreme, a maestro whose melodies have shaped the very soul of Fuji music, K1 the Ultimate. Born Wasiu Ayinde Marshall, this iconic artist has etched his name in the chronicles of musical history, captivating hearts and minds for decades. From humble beginnings in Lagos, K1's journey began as a young apprentice, honing his craft under the tutelage of Fuji legends. His passion and dedication propelled him to the forefront, where he revolutionized the genre with his innovative fusion of traditional sound and contemporary influences. With each album release, K1 pushed the boundaries of Fuji music, infusing it with elements of Afrobeat, jazz, and even hip-hop. His lyrics, rich in social commentary and philosophical musings, resonated with audiences across generations, cementing his status as a cultural icon.
Thank you very much, sir.
The records of Nigerian hip-hop, few names burn as brightly as Goldmyne. Born Oladapo Olaitan Olamotekun in Ogun State, Nigeria, the gifted rapper's sudden rise was fueled by his raw talent, lyrical prowess, and unwavering dedication to his craft.
I'm a millionaire, that Grammy shake, I'm millionaire. This Yoruba rap shit, I'm the pioneer.
Agreeing burst onto the scene with his distinctive blend of Yoruba and English rap.
Today, trying to get some pure wood, trying to get some deal like TV shows. I don't want to go more Meiji, yo, is this how we're living, yo?
Capturing the essence of street life in Lagos. His lyrics were a raw and honest reflection of his experiences, resonating with a generation of young Nigerians who saw themselves in his stories. His breakout hits, Kondo, became an anthem, its infectious beat and catchy chorus propelling Goldmyne to national fame.
Photographer, picture.
I'm so honored to be here today. We thank Sony Music for this opportunity given to us, and we are very excited about the plans. And we pray God will give them the strength to be able to come out the way they want. Thank you.
From the vibrant streets of Adewale, Lagos, a musical titan emerged. His voice a captivating blend of tradition and creativity. Saheed Osupa, the king of music, has etched his name in the history of Fuji with an artistry that spans across time. Born as Akorede Babatunde Okunola, his journey began with a passion ignited in his youth. A self-proclaimed king of music, Osupa's lyrical prowess and stage presence quickly set him apart. His music, a fusion of Fuji's rhythmic soul with contemporary influences, resonated with audiences across Nigeria and beyond.
Bro.
Ayuba in 1966. This Nigerian singer, who is also known by the nickname Mr. Johnson, is a renowned Fuji musician who has been performing since the 1980s. Throughout his career, Ayuba has released numerous albums and has won many awards. This video will explore the life and career of Adewale Ayuba. Ayuba was born in Ikenne, Ogun State, Nigeria. As a child, he began singing at local musical competitions and festivals. His passion for music led him to pursue a career in it after completing his secondary school education. Though he gained admission to study architecture, music took the center stage. At the age of 17, Ayuba released his first album, Iberia. This album launched his rapid rise in the Fuji music scene. In the early 1990s, he signed with Sony Music in Nigeria and released the internationally acclaimed album, Bubble. Bubble was a massive success, topping music charts for months and winning multiple awards at the Nigerian Music Awards. This win included the coveted Artist of the Year award. With the success of Bubble, Ayuba became a household name in Nigeria. His incorporation of high-tech instrumentation and distinct voice revolutionized Fuji music. This innovation led him to embrace international success. During his US tour, Ayuba performed at prestigious venues like the New Orleans Jazz Festival. He was also awarded the key to the city of Providence in Rhode Island. Ayuba continued to release successful albums throughout his career, including hits like Bubble D, Acceleration, and Turn Me On. In addition to his music career, Ayuba is a businessman and a devout Christian. Adewale Ayuba is a legendary figure in Nigerian music. He's credited with bringing international recognition to Fuji music. His signature sound and energetic performances have captivated audiences worldwide.
Photographer. Hey, cameraman. Okay, you guys zoom now. Good.
I'm so honored to be here today and to have received an award. Anyway, for calling you legend, it's not by might. I give the glory to my Father in heaven for this opportunity. He's the one that gave the talent. I'm just practicing it, and he continue supporting me on this. I like what Sony Music is doing. This is exactly what we want, because a tree can never make a forest. I'm just ordinary singer, so I cannot manage myself and I cannot market myself. So Sony Music has come in to do a lot of fantastic job for us, so that we don't lose things that belong to us. So I appreciate this and I wish them well. Thank you.
No, this is going to be the emotional. There's one thing I'll say. Not only will I say thank you for agreeing to go on this journey of madness with me, because when I pitched this to my office globally, nobody understood what I was trying to do. But they went ahead with it. I'm grateful to them for that. But more importantly, I'm grateful to you for believing in what we're trying to do and for allowing me start this journey. And I will guarantee you that I will give my best to ensure that we properly protect your work. I also want to give a special shout out to Mr. Seyi Shodimu for coming out, who we just signed. I know. I also want to give a special shout out to my team. Many people don't know this, but we're literally only 3 people in the Nigerian office. And the amount of work that we have to do on a daily basis, when I say we, I mean the 2 guys working in the office. Because after they finish work, they'll come and show me, right? I want to especially thank Mobolaji. Is he here? I want to thank Mobolaji, our head of A&R.
You enjoyed this video. For more entertaining video content such as behind the scenes of music videos and movies, music concerts, premieres, interviews, and exclusive gists, subscribe now to our YouTube channel GoldmyneTV and be unleashed into a world of super excitement.